Hey guys, another beautiful day in November. I think it's like 70 or 68. So, today I want to speak to some of my friends, and when I say friends, I really mean it. I actually do mean it. Who are lovers and supporters of Israel, like really unabashedly supporters of Israel, but who just so happen to not be fans of Donald Trump. Let's put it mildly. And by the way, some of these people have been supporters of Israel way before October 7th, because you could say, well, some people just woke up and, people who didn't like Trump, who never liked Trump, but all of a sudden now they're like awake to supporting Israel, etc. But I'm talking about people who have been supporters of Israel for a long time, and they don't like Trump. Okay, they're entitled to their sentiments and their opinions and stuff like that. But here's a couple of things that I've been hearing from them, which I want to address. I hear one of two things from them. I hear either that I've heard this from them. Trump is good for Israel, but because when I come and I tell them about all the things he did for Israel, they say, yeah, Trump is good for Israel, but I think that what he's doing for Israel is not for the Jews. It's to shore up his evangelical voter base. Because if you look at all the things he did, for making Jerusalem Israel's like basically acknowledging that Jerusalem is Israel's capital, recognizing the Golan Heights, recognizing Judea and Samaria, defunding the Palestinian entities, almost bankrupting the Iranian regime. It's all for the evangelicals, because because who cares about these things more, right? Evangelicals, they say, well, you think Jews, American Jews, care about Judea and Samaria or Jerusalem or Golan or whatever, or Iran? I say, first of all, a lot do. Second of all, if they don't, they should, and I think a lot do care about the whole Iran thing if they know about that Iran is funding Hamas and Hezbollah, and they knew about this before October 7th, right? A lot of people did know. So that argument flies right out the window. That whole evangelical argument flies right out the window, okay? Again, especially since he did a lot of stuff to combat anti-Semitism, especially on college campuses, defunding all these organizations when he was the president. I mean, just the list goes on and on and on. The work he did with, listen, with all Jewish organizations, but especially Orthodox. So that's the first thing. That's the first argument. The second argument they make, which is even more, I would say, absurd. I'm sorry, guys. This argument that some of you guys make is absurd. Yes, he's good for Israel, but he's bad for America, and he's bad for the world, folks. This literally does not make sense. Functionally, spiritually, logically, this statement, this idea, this notion does not make sense. Why? Well, let's look from a Torah perspective. I think it's this week's Parsha or next week's Parsha. All the nations of the world will be blessed through you. I will bless you, and all the nations of the world will be blessed through you. Meaning, whoever blesses you, Hashem said to Abraham, whoever blesses you, I will bless that person, right? So folks, it's logical to conclude from that, if you care about the Torah, if you believe in the Torah, that any president who blesses Israel, his country will be blessed. And I don't mean just like, because you could say, well, there's a lot of people who don't really bless Israel and they still make money and this and that and the other. Folks, there's all kinds of calculations. We can get into a discussion about why the Arab countries have money. They're blessed through Abraham directly as Ishmael, why these guys are blessed, why these guys prosper. Okay, when I say blessed, I don't mean just financially. I mean in every other way. I mean, in every other way. You see Russia, they have money too, but they ain't blessed. They're not blessed. That's why they have to go to war and fucking, pardon my language, take land. Start taking land that they had during the Soviet Union and all that kind of stuff, right? Not that I'm a fan of, Ukraine or Russia or anybody, right? I'm just, stating the fact. These people are not blessed. When I say blessed, I'm talking about blessed in every way, where the country thrives spiritually, not only financially, spiritually, morally, with unity, with this and that. Folks, so, and honestly, I fail to see what he did bad as president of America. What did he? I still haven't. Apart from people mumbling something to be about January 6th, which was literally orchestrated by Nancy Pelosi and a bunch of feds, physically and operationally, which we can get into a discussion about that if you want. I literally, as president, no one has told me what he's done bad. I can tell you a lot he's done good, but no one has told me what he's done bad. So your argument of, well, he's good for Israel. I had a friend tell me, if I lived in Israel, I'd love him. But I live in America, and he's destroyed America. Your argument doesn't even make sense. You haven't laid out one thing he's done against you or against America. Not one thing. And people make the accusation, what is he? I've literally heard people say that he's a spy for Russia, a spy for Putin. On Putin's, I'm going to say in Russian, people have said, on Putinsky agent. He's a Putin agent, Putinsky spion, a Putin spy. Folks, I mean, you accuse people who claim that there was fraud. Folks, there's more plausible arguments to make that there was fraud in the 2020 election than there are arguments to make that Putin is like a spy for Putin. I'm sorry, Trump is a spy for Putin. I mean, you are a conspiracy theorist. I'm sorry if you say that shit. Pardon my language. You're a conspiracy theorist. You just blurt things out, especially when there's literally no evidence to the affirmative. Anyway, so my friends, I'm hearing these things. Again, you're acknowledging that he does amazing things for Israel, and yet he does horrible things for America and for the world. I've heard somebody say today he doesn't know how international relations works. He actually does, folks. He actually does. He knows exactly how it works. And you know how it's been working? America's been raped financially by NATO and by all these other countries, all these Western European countries and all these other, and China and Russia and everybody else, and Japan. He knows exactly how it works, folks, because he's been in the international business game for years and years and years, for 40 years, okay? He knows exactly how it works, and he wants it to stop working the way that it's been working, and he wants to work it a different way. How about that? He knows precisely how everything works, which is why he wants to destroy the damn thing, the way that it's working, or not working, because it's not working properly. It has to work properly, right? He knows precisely how it works. Yeah, that's why he's been doing what he's doing, and it's good and good. Keep going, shkoyach, Mr. Trump. Folks, it doesn't make sense. Even if you were to say in some parallel universe, let's say you're a Jew and you love Israel, and in some parallel universe, he does good for Israel. He's the president of America, but he does good for Israel, but doesn't do good for America, folks. Do you have any idea how absurd that sounds? That's first of all. But even so, okay, I mean, let's say that would be true, which it's not. So what you're saying is he shouldn't do good for Israel. Or you want to tell me, well, he should do good for both. Folks, he is doing good for both. He is doing good for both. It's just, I listen to people and they're saying things and they don't even stop to listen to the completely, illogical nature of what they're saying. Either it's illogical or it has no basis in fact. It cannot be corroborated by any evidence whatsoever. And it's just either speculation, conjecture, or regurgitation of, propaganda. That's all these things are. It's literally all these things are. That I've heard from my friends, who I love dearly. Anyway, guys, so just to, I guess, as a closing point, guys, I mean, I go by the Torah, and if you go by just the Torah alone, there is what I would like to call a celestial guarantee, a guarantee from Shamayim, directly from Shamayim, that if Donald Trump continues to bless Israel and help Israel, his country will be blessed. Short of sabotage, which there was by people who were going against him in his first term, literal sabotage, like the Sitra Achra, as I've explained in other videos, and Rabbi Kessin explains, because Trump is the most pro-Israel president America's ever had, short of like some of the founding fathers maybe, right? And there was no state of Israel at that time, but they would be pro-Israel, but short of those guys, he's the most pro-Israel president America's ever had. So because of that, something called the Sitra Achra, the very evil people have to come after him with all kinds of fake crap, fake dossiers, fake cases, fake accusations, slander, propaganda, lies, indictments, convictions, blah, 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 blah. Folks, that's the way it's got to be, spiritually and physically. Physical manifestation of a spiritual, machination. So short of all that, which I don't think there will be much of that, or as much of that in this particular go-around, my friends, watch and marvel at the amount of bracha, the amount of shefa, materially and spiritually, America is about to get. Watch and marvel at it. This is not me guaranteeing this. This is Hashem himself guaranteeing this. Via the Torah, or via, I think, I have to check, probably this week's Parsha. I believe so. I could be mistaken. Somebody could correct me. Lech Lecha. I think that's where he tells Abraham that all the nations of the world will be blessed through you. Okay, my friends. For those of you who, I guess this video applied to, who I was addressing, I still love you guys. I'm Israel Chai. What do they say in Israel? Yachad lenatzeach, forward together to victory. And we are going to kick Iran's ass. Not the Iranian people, the Iranian regime. We're going to kick their big fat tuchuses. They shall be destroyed. All right. Shabbat Shalom.